Today we are going to work on a landscape. You are going to need a pencil, a marker or a black crayon, and then something to color with like crayons, markers, or colored pencils. The first thing that we're going to add in our landscape is our horizon line. I'm going to add my horizon line a little bit higher up on my paper so that I have room to draw my buildings. I'm going to draw 3 different sizes of buildings. My first building is going to be my biggest building, and I'm drawing it at the bottom of my paper. Things that are closer to us tend to look bigger. So my biggest piece is going to be the closest to me down at the bottom of my paper. Since we looked at the pictures by Dr. Seuss, I'm going to draw buildings that look like Dr. Seuss buildings or buildings from Whoville. So I'm thinking about those curvy, bumpy lines that I saw in the Whoville pictures. Once I've drawn the outline of my building, then I'm going to come back in and add the details. I'm kind of adding an extra rim around the edge of my buildings, and then I'm going to add the doors and the windows. Now I'm going to move on to my second building. My second building is going to be a little bit farther away than the biggest building. This building is going to be medium-sized, so it doesn't touch the bottom of my paper. It's about halfway up from the bottom of my paper to my horizon line. Just like the first house, I'm going to add all those details before I move on to the last house. Now the last house I draw is going to be even smaller than the house I just drew. I'm actually going to draw this one far back, all the way on the horizon line. It's going to be smaller than my big house and smaller than my medium house. This is going to make this house look like it is the farthest house away from me. Once I have my houses drawn, then I'm going to go back in and add the details. I might add some paths or some roads. We might have seen some of those trees or flowers that we saw in the Whoville pictures. Dr. Seuss pictures are kind of silly. They don't always make sense. So you can add any kind of extra details that you want to, that you would see in a landscape. Maybe you have bushes, maybe there are trees, more flowers, stairs. You might have stairs coming off the side of a building. Any of those extra details that you want to add, you can do that now in pencil. Once you have everything drawn in pencil, then you can use a black crayon or colored pencil or marker if you have one to outline all of your pencil lines. Once you've outlined everything, go ahead and erase any pencil lines that you can still see that show up once you're done tracing. After you are finished with your tracing and erasing, then you can choose any colors that you want to finish coloring in your picture. You can use crayons, markers, or colored pencils. Dr. Seuss used lots of bright colors, lots of silly colors that we might not normally see on a house. Even the ground and the sky might be different colors, so you can choose any colors that you want to color in your picture. Once you are finished, make sure that you upload your artwork to Artsonia. Your art teacher is very excited to see your finished work. If you have any questions, please reach out to your art teacher through email.